prison and ever tried me like this died 30 days later. I pray for you.
Is this appropriate behavior for a sitting judge? Now, I may be tripping, but it seems like in recent times, a lot of these women who have been put in positions of power are continually displaying acts of misconduct, fraud, and outright buffoonery. In this episode, I'll give you my theory as to why and what may be the cause. You're listening to Logic and Reason.
My imperative is to bring peace and order to this world. I am about to fulfill that imperative.
Now, I don't want people to take what I'm about to say in this video out of context. I truly believe people should walk with confidence and believe in themselves. I believe black women should get opportunities to reach their full potential. However, some of these women are choosing to use these opportunities to commit fraud and to just enrich themselves. Shoot, we just talked about Tiffany Henyard last week. I mean, she won't let us rest. Apparently, she was at it again, missing township meetings in order to get her nails did. Now, hey, this is a great way to avoid questioning. Oh, and she's mishandling the firefighters' retirement accounts and health insurance. So people of Dalton, don't be surprised if your firefighters stop showing up to work. I may be alone in this, but positions of power should be respected, and the people in them should be dignified. The behavior from the women of today is a far cry from that. I blame this on popular Western culture, specifically street culture. Starting in the strip clubs of the early 2000s, shout out to T-Pain, the street culture is continually being celebrated and praised by the likes of Sexy Red, Ice Spice, Megan Thee Stallion, and other female rappers of today. In other words, you can call it the city girl effect. It's the idea that the ideal woman of today is both a high-achieving, go-getting bag chaser, as well as a thick video vixen, ready to twerk something at any minute. They are basically a professional hot mess. They also have this weird idea that they're above the law and can write rules and guidelines to whatever suits them. Unfortunately, this culture has infected the minds of our judges, lawyers, and elected officials. I'll give you an example. Former 164th District Court Judge Alexandra Smoots-Thomas was indicted for federal wire fraud and spending campaign donations on personal expenses back in 2019. The Texas Supreme Court found that she did commit attorney misconduct and ordered her to surrender her bar license and stop calling herself an attorney. Now that's bad. However, the city girl in her was not done yet. She was soon after charged and arrested in connection to firing a shotgun during an argument that she had with her estranged husband's girlfriend. What did Summer Walker say? I think she said something along the lines of, Hood B, bring the trap out, what's up? Quick to pull up if a B want to act out. That's straight out of the city girl gospel. Now, to me, this fails in comparison to the former Houston Justice of the Peace Judge, Hilary Green, who back in 2017 was suspended amidst accusations that she sexted in the courtroom, used a bailiff to buy drugs, hired prostitutes, and once brought home marijuana seized by a defendant. All of this came out during her divorce from then City of Houston Comptroller Ronald Green. Mr. Green called his wife a drug addict who operated daily with impaired judgment, as evident by her presiding over cases in which she had ongoing sexual relations with both litigants and witnesses. Also, Hilary's former boyfriend, yes, I said boyfriend, claimed she obtained drugs through the courtroom bailiff by using code words in text messages, like cookie dough to describe cocaine and Skittles to describe ecstasy. He also claimed he and Hilary used the website Backpage.com to hire these prostitutes who were in question. The examples I gave were both Houston-based, and Houston has been on the map having the largest number of black women in seats of power, especially after shout-outs to Black Girl Magic. But this is not just a Houston problem. This is happening all over the place. From Orlando, Ohio, Texas, Georgia, you can name whatever state you want, to commissioners, judges, lawyers, attorneys, district attorneys. This city girl professional is poisoning and indoctrinating all of our professional women. These chosen women don't seem to have the capacity to conduct themselves in public in a dignified manner. They disregard simple modesty and decorum. They think that they're breaking society's norms, breaking the mold, but what they're actually doing is just making themselves look like fools. One place that's getting hit the hardest these days is the Black Mecca itself, the city of Atlanta. Following the encore performance from Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis and the recent drug driving charge that eventually got changed to reckless driving by Douglas County District Court Judge Tressa Alioth, Douglas County Probate Judge Christina Peterson was accused of punching a police officer who was working security at the Red Martini restaurant and lounge on one of the many Peachtree roads in Atlanta. And there's 1,000 of them. According to police reports, she appeared to be under the influence when the incident occurred.
Christina Peterson will be completely exonerated of these charges.
Now, Peterson and her attorney say that they tried to defend a woman who was viciously attacked by an unidentified man, accusing her of cutting in front of him in a food truck line. Quote, "He viciously attacked me," the woman said, "punching me in the face, and Judge Peterson was the only one to help me." Now, from the angle of her friend's phone, you can see that there was a man who did attack a woman. To me, this is just another example as to why alcohol is not your friend. It's unclear what led up to this, but usually situations like these rarely start in a vacuum. The woman may have said something or did something to provoke this attack, and the man in this situation is completely out of line for overreacting and hitting her. Even though the phone footage shows there was a man attacking a woman, Peterson was shown saying to the police officer in the back of the car that he was the one that attacked the woman.
I think you got it confused. I really do. No, I think you have it confused. Everybody was there? You know I'm sitting in the car, right? So I don't know what
you were not sitting in the car. Are you serious?
Who was beating on that lady?
You beat on that woman.
You know I have this camera on the whole time. So why are you... What woman did I beat?
So either she was just really excited and just wanted to irritate the officer, or she was too drunk to figure out the story and get it straight. Now, I appreciate the many people who tried to come to Peterson's aid as she was being arrested. However, we really need to ask ourselves, is this acceptable behavior from a sitting judge? How is she in this situation to begin with? First of all, she should have never gotten physically involved, especially after hearing from the body cam footage that the police officer was in the process of breaking up the situation. She should have let this man do his job or call in more reinforcements.
You heard it, because I'm going to tell you, coonery don't go but too far.
Coonery
don't go but too far.
Who's displaying it?
Coonery don't go but too far.
Who's displaying it? Why you keep talking?
You have to kill me.
You keep talking.
To protect yourself and what you've done tonight.
Listen, you keep talking.
You're going to have to make sure.
Do you want to know what happened or no?
Please.
I was sitting in a patrol car. There was a loud commotion going on, arguing, some sort of fight going on. I walked over there. I seen security with a female.
What female? Was it me?
No.
Oh, great.
So whatever whatever female that was whatever happened to her, security was trying to calm her down.
Before you got there?
Before I got there, exactly. So before I got there, I guess she was in an altercation with a male.
No, she was never in an altercation with a male. You punched her.
She was. I never punched her.
You did.
I'm telling you, I didn't.
I watched you.
You watched me punch somebody?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
What else?
Second, and probably more importantly, why was she drunk in public? You're a judge. You have to conduct yourself accordingly at all times and be mindful of your surroundings. I mean, in most cases, elected officials shouldn't even be pictured with alcohol in their hands. Now, all of this happened after she was faced with 30 counts of misconduct and was found guilty of systematic incompetence. How is she being incompetent at her job? Well, she ignored courthouse rules and regulations.
That includes ignoring the sheriff's office rule not to let people into the courthouse without being screened.
She did put this courthouse in a very bad place from a security standpoint.
In court filings, Peterson said she did nothing wrong.
But judges who refuse to acknowledge that they are subject to the law rather than above the law don't last long in judicial office.
Abused courthouse personnel, made inappropriate and at times provocative posts on social media, and once hit the panic button when a deputy was late escorting her to the court, causing needless panic among security. She even jailed a woman who was simply trying to amend her marriage certificate to include the real name of a recently discovered father.
PJ Skelton was born in Thailand and raised by her biological uncle. She told the Fox 5 team she never knew her biological father and put her uncle's name as her father on a marriage certificate. In August, after Skelton says she learned her father's name, she approached the Douglas County Probate Court in case she needed to make a correction. Instead, probate judge Christina Peterson held her in contempt of court for, quote, lying under oath and providing false information to the court.
Clearly, the lady was not lying under oath because she didn't know her father at the time, and her uncle was actually the one who raised her. When staff criticized her actions, she was quick to accuse them of obstructionism or racism. Remember, we're living in a time where you cannot say anything negative about a black woman. Late last year, Peterson had the chance to testify in front of her accusers. Her main defense against these accusations was her inexperience as a judge, which she allegedly addressed through additional training. The judge panel that was over her guilty ruling stated, judges are expected to act in a manner that promotes the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. The respondent has shown that she cannot or will not do so, and she must go. See, we hear people say all the time that white men were doing things and nobody said anything about it. Whether that's true or not, should that excuse the behavior of what we're seeing from Judge Christina Peterson? Or any of these women for that matter? We have grown women acting like children out here, not showing an ounce of self-control or conflict resolution skills. They're getting into fights in public and even going as far as shooting people. And these are supposed to be the best of our women. These are judges. Is what we're seeing just simple or small lapses of judgment? Or are these examples of clear patterns of incompetence and a disregard for the law and the position that they hold? Should black people as a whole engage in a pissing contest with white men of the past to try to see who can be the most corrupt? I mean, I don't think that's a wise decision, and we should really strive to do better. We shouldn't allow this type of culture to define us as a people. Unfortunately, we are the first to cry that we're not being respected. But just sit for a second. It's a tall order to demand courtesy and respect when we don't seem to respect ourselves. I mean, look at how we dress these days. We wear whatever we want in any and all environments. We talk in whatever manner we want. And like with Peterson, if someone says anything about that, we start accusing people of being racist or hating women. Should we not hold people of authority in a higher standard? Should we not hold people accountable for what they do? What happened to standing on business? This has all to do with the professional city girl types not wanting to be held accountable for their actions. They think that they can do whatever they want without consequence. And like we said in the Tiffany Henyard video, these are self-centered people with God complexes. I mean, Peterson herself was more concerned about not getting praise and acknowledgement rather than actually doing her job. Whatever these people do, we should just accept. Like what some elders used to say back in the day, do as I say and not as I do, which I wholly disagree with. These positions that you hold, they mean something. They aren't just arbitrary seats. You shouldn't be out here just collecting a check and cosplaying as a boss chick. You're here to serve. You should hold these seats with dignity, and you should conduct yourself in public with dignity. If you don't have that mindset, you don't belong in the seat. We as a people need to stop enabling this nonsense. We're not helping them by pardoning these misguided ways. People need to have consequences for their actions. And these seats need to go to people who will respect the position and do right by them. If we're not willing to do this, we will continue to be the laughingstock of our society and a source of entertainment for content creators on TikTok, YouTube, and other social media platforms. And best believe come election time, we will be reduced down to a joke and an afterthought. But you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. My question for you is, do you think we're too hard on these women? Or are we not hard enough? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, we appreciate you. Hope you are enjoying our content. Make sure to visit our community page to vote for future episodes.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And of course, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.